Bible in 1 year day 74. 2 Samuel chapter 21 to 24. 2 Samuel chapter 21 to 1 to 22. Now there was a famine in the days of David for 3 years, year after year, and David inquired of the Lord. And the Lord answered, It is because of Saul and his bloodthirsty house, because he killed the Gibeonites. So the king called the Gibeonites and spoke to them. Now the Gibeonites were not of the children of Israel, but of the remnant of the Amorites. The children of Israel had sworn protection to them, but Saul had sought to kill them in his zeal for the children of Israel and Judah. 3 Therefore David said to the Gibeonites, What shall I do for you? And with what shall I make atonement, that you may bless the inheritance of the Lord? 4 And the Gibeonites said to him, We will have no silver or gold from Saul or from his house, nor shall you kill any man in Israel for us. So he said, Whatever you say, I will do for you. 5 Then they answered the king, As for the man who consumed us and plotted against us, that we should be destroyed from remaining in any of the territories of Israel, 6 Let 7 men of his descendants be delivered to us, and we will hang them before the Lord in Gibeah of Saul, whom the Lord chose. And the king said, I will give them. 7 But the king spared Mephibosheth the son of Jonathan, the son of Saul, because of the Lord's oath that was between them, between David and Jonathan the son of Saul. 8 So the king took Armoni and Mephibosheth, the 2 sons of Rizpah the daughter of Aiah, whom she bore to Saul, and the 5 sons of Michal the daughter of Saul, whom she brought up for Adriel the son of Barzillai the Maholathite. 9 And he delivered them into the hands of the Gibeonites, and they hanged them on the hill before the Lord. So they fell, all 7 together, and were put to death in the days of harvest, in the first days, in the beginning of barley harvest. 10 Now Rizpah the daughter of Aiah took sackcloth and spread it for herself on the rock, from the beginning of harvest until the late rains poured on them from heaven. And she did not allow the birds of the air to rest on them by day nor the beasts of the field by night. 11 And David was told what Rizpah the daughter of Aiah, the concubine of Saul, had done. 12 Then David went and took the bones of Saul, and the bones of Jonathan his son, from the men of Jabesh Gilead who had stolen them from the street of Beth-shan, where the Philistines had hung them up, after the Philistines had struck down Saul in Gilboa. 13 So he brought up the bones of Saul and the bones of Jonathan his son from there, and they gathered the bones of those who had been hanged. 14 They buried the bones of Saul and Jonathan his son in the country of Benjamin in Zelah, in the tomb of Kish his father. So they performed all that the king commanded. And after that God heeded the prayer for the land. Philistine giants destroyed. 15 When the Philistines were at war again with Israel, David and his servants with him went down and fought against the Philistines, and David grew faint. 16 Then Ishbi-Benob, who was one of the sons of the giant, the weight of whose bronze spear was 300 shekels, who was bearing a new sword, thought he could kill David. 17 But Abishai the son of Zeruiah came to his aid, and struck the Philistine and killed him. Then the men of David swore to him, saying, You shall go out no more with us to battle, lest you quench the lamp of Israel. 18 Now it happened afterward that there was again a battle with the Philistines at Gob. Then Sibbechai the Hushathite killed Soph, who was one of the sons of the giant. 19 Again there was war at Gob with the Philistines, where Elhanan the son of Jair Orajim the Bethlehemite killed the brother of Goliath the Gittite, the shaft of whose spear was like a weaver's beam. 20 Yet again there was war at Gath, where there was a man of great stature, who had 6 fingers on each hand and 6 toes on each foot, 24 in number, and he also was born to the giant. 21 So when he defied Israel, Jonathan the son of Shimeah, David's brother, killed him. 22 These 4 were born to the giant in Gath, and fell by the hand of David and by the hand of his servants. Next chapter. 2 Samuel chapter 22 to 1 to 51. Then David spoke to the Lord the words of this song, on the day when the Lord had delivered him from the hand of all his enemies, and from the hand of Saul. 2 And he said, The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer. 3 The God of my strength, in whom I will trust, my shield and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold and my refuge, my Savior, you save me from violence. For I will call upon the Lord, who is worthy to be praised, so shall I be saved from my enemies. 5. When the waves of death surrounded me, the floods of ungodliness made me afraid. 6. The sorrows of Sheol surrounded me, the snares of death confronted me. 7. In my distress I called upon the Lord, and cried out to my God. He heard my voice from his temple, and my cry entered his ears. 8. Then the earth shook and trembled, the foundations of heaven quaked and were shaken, because he was angry. 9. Smoke went up from his nostrils, and devouring fire from his mouth, coals were kindled by it. 10. He bowed the heavens also, and came down with darkness under his feet. 11. He rode upon a cherub, and flew, and he was seen upon the wings of the wind. 12. He made darkness canopies around him, dark waters and thick clouds of the skies. 13. From the brightness before him coals of fire were kindled. 14. The Lord thundered from heaven, and the Most High uttered his voice. 15. He sent out arrows and scattered them, lightning bolts, and he vanquished them. 16. Then the channels of the sea were seen, the foundations of the world were uncovered, at the rebuke of the Lord, at the blast of the breath of his nostrils. 17. He sent from above, he took me, he drew me out of many waters. 18. He delivered me from my strong enemy, from those who hated me, for they were too strong for me. 19. They confronted me in the day of my calamity, but the Lord was my support. 20. He also brought me out into a broad place, he delivered me because he delighted in me. 21. The Lord rewarded me according to my righteousness, according to the cleanness of my hands he has recompensed me. 22. For I have kept the ways of the Lord, and have not wickedly departed from my God. 23. For all his judgments were before me, and as for his statutes, I did not depart from them. 24. I was also blameless before him, and I kept myself from my iniquity. 25. Therefore the Lord has recompensed me according to my righteousness, according to my cleanness in his eyes. 26. With the merciful you will show yourself merciful, with a blameless man you will show yourself blameless. 27. With the pure you will show yourself pure, and with the devious you will show yourself shrewd. 28. You will save the humble people, but your eyes are on the haughty, that you may bring them down. 29. For you are my lamp, O Lord, the Lord shall enlighten my darkness. 30. For by you I can run against a troop, by my God I can leap over a wall. 31. As for God, his way is perfect, the word of the Lord is proven, he is a shield to all who trust in him. 32. For who is God, except the Lord? And who is a rock, except our God? 33. God is my strength and power, and he makes my way perfect. 34. He makes my feet like the feet of deer, and sets me on my high places. 35. He teaches my hands to make war, so that my arms can bend a bow of bronze. 36. You have also given me the shield of your salvation, your gentleness has made me great. 37. You enlarged my path under me, so my feet did not slip. 38. I have pursued my enemies and destroyed them, neither did I turn back again till they were destroyed. 39. And I have destroyed them and wounded them, so that they could not rise, they have fallen under my feet. 40. For you have armed me with strength for the battle, you have subdued under me those who rose against me. 41. You have also given me the necks of my enemies, so that I destroyed those who hated me. 42. They looked, but there was none to save, even to the Lord, but he did not answer them. 43. Then I beat them as fine as the dust of the earth, I trod them like dirt in the streets, and I spread them out. 44. You have also delivered me from the strivings of my people, you have kept me as the head of the nations. A people I have not known shall serve me. 45. The foreigners submit to me, as soon as they hear, they obey me. 46. The foreigners fade away, and come frightened from their hideouts. 47. The Lord lives. Blessed be my rock. Let God be exalted, the rock of my salvation. 48. It is God who avenges me, and subdues the peoples under me. 49. He delivers me from my enemies. You also lift me up above those who rise against me, you have delivered me from the violent man. 50. Therefore I will give thanks to you, O Lord, among the Gentiles, and sing praises to your name. 51, He is the tower of salvation to his king, and shows mercy to his anointed, to David and his descendants forevermore. Next chapter. 2 Samuel chapter 23 to 1 to 39. Now these are the last words of David. Thus says David the son of Jesse, thus says the man raised up on high, the anointed of the God of Jacob, and the sweet psalmist of Israel. 2. The Spirit of the Lord spoke by me, and his word was on my tongue. 3. The God of Israel said, the Rock of Israel spoke to me, he who rules over men must be just, ruling in the fear of God. 4. And he shall be like the light of the morning when the sun rises, a morning without clouds, like the tender grass springing out of the earth, by clear shining after rain. 5. Although my house is not so with God, yet he has made with me an everlasting covenant, ordered in all things and secure. For this is all my salvation and all my desire, will he not make it increase? 6. But the sons of rebellion shall all be as thorns thrust away, because they cannot be taken with hands. 7. But the man who touches them must be armed with iron and the shaft of a spear, and they shall be utterly burned with fire in their place. David's mighty men. 8. These are the names of the mighty men whom David had. Joshab-Basebeth the Tachmonite, chief among the captains. He was called Adino the Eznite, because he had killed 800 men at one time. 9. And after him was Eleazar the son of Dodo, the Ahite, one of the 3 mighty men with David when they defied the Philistines who were gathered there for battle, and the men of Israel had retreated. 10. He arose and attacked the Philistines until his hand was weary, and his hand stuck to the sword. The Lord brought about a great victory that day, and the people returned after him only to plunder. 11. And after him was Shammah the son of Agi the Hararite. The Philistines had gathered together into a troop where there was a piece of ground full of lentils. So the people fled from the Philistines. 12. But he stationed himself in the middle of the field, defended it, and killed the Philistines. So the Lord brought about a great victory. 13. Then 3 of the 30 chief men went down at harvest time and came to David at the cave of Adullam. And the troop of Philistines encamped in the valley of Rephaim. 14. David was then in the stronghold, and the garrison of the Philistines was then in Bethlehem. 15. And David said with longing, oh, that someone would give me a drink of the water from the well of Bethlehem, which is by the gate. 16. So the 3 mighty men broke through the camp of the Philistines, drew water from the well of Bethlehem that was by the gate, and took it and brought it to David. Nevertheless he would not drink it, but poured it out to the Lord. 17. And he said, far be it from me, O Lord, that I should do this. Is this not the blood of the men who went in jeopardy of their lives? Therefore he would not drink it. These things were done by the 3 mighty men. 18. Now Abishai the brother of Joab, the son of Zeruiah, was chief of another 3. He lifted his spear against 300 men, killed them, and won a name among these 3. 19. Was he not the most honored of 3? Therefore he became their captain. However, he did not attain to the first 3. 20. Benaiah was the son of Jehoiada, the son of a valiant man from Kabzeel, who had done many deeds. He had killed 2 lion-like heroes of Moab. He also had gone down and killed a lion in the midst of a pit on a snowy day. 21. And he killed an Egyptian, a spectacular man. The Egyptian had a spear in his hand, so he went down to him with a staff, wrested the spear out of the Egyptian's hand, and killed him with his own spear. 22. These things Benaiah the son of Jehoiada did, and won a name among 3 mighty men. 23. He was more honored than the 30, but he did not attain to the first 3. And David appointed him over his guard. 24. Asahel the brother of Joab was one of the 30, Elhanan the son of Dodo of Bethlehem. 25. Shammah the Harodite, Elika the Harodite. 26. Helez the Paltite, Ira the son of Ikesh the Tekoite. 27. Abiezer the Anathothite, Mebani the Hushathite. 28. Zaman the Ahite, Maharai the Netophathite. 29. Heleb the son of Baanah, the Netophathite, Ittai the son of Ribai from Gibeah of the children of Benjamin. 30. Benaiah a Parathonite, Hittite from the brooks of Gosh. 31 Abi-Albon the Arbathite, Asmaveth the Barhamite, 32 Eliab the Shalbanite, of the sons of Joshan, Jonathan, 33 Shammah the Hararite, Ahiam the son of Sharar the Hararite, 34 Eliphalet the son of Ahasbai, the son of the Machathite, Eliam the son of Ahithophel the Gilonite, 35 Hezrai the Carmelite, Parai the Arbit, 36 Igal the son of Nathan of Zobah, Bani the Gadite, 37 Zelek the Ammonite, Naharai the Beerothite, armor-bearer of Joab the son of Zeruiah, 38 Ira the Ithrite, Gareb the Ithrite, 39 and Uriah the Hittite, 37 in all. Last chapter. 2 Samuel chapter 24 to 1 to 25. Again the anger of the Lord was aroused against Israel, and he moved David against them to say, Go, number Israel and Judah. Do so. The king said to Joab the commander of the army who was with him, Now go throughout all the tribes of Israel, from Dan to Beersheba, and count the people, that I may know the number of the people. 3 And Joab said to the king, Now may the Lord your God add to the people 100 times more than there are, and may the eyes of my lord the king see it. But why does my lord the king desire this thing? 4 Nevertheless the king's word prevailed against Joab and against the captains of the army. Therefore Joab and the captains of the army went out from the presence of the king to count the people of Israel. 5 And they crossed over the Jordan and camped in Aroer, on the right side of the town which is in the midst of the ravine of Gad, and toward Yazer. 6 Then they came to Gilead and to the land of Tadim Hodshi. They came to Dan John and around to Sidon. 7 And they came to the stronghold of Tyre and to all the cities of the Hivites and the Canaanites. Then they went out to South Judah as far as Beersheba. 8 So when they had gone through all the land, they came to Jerusalem at the end of 9 months and 20 days. 9 Then Joab gave the sum of the number of the people to the king. And there were in Israel 800,000 valiant men who drew the sword, and the men of Judah were 500,000 men. The judgment on David's sin. 10 And David's heart condemned him after he had numbered the people. So David said to the Lord, I have sinned greatly in what I have done, but now, I pray, O Lord, take away the iniquity of your servant, for I have done very foolishly. 11 Now when David arose in the morning, the word of the Lord came to the prophet Gad, David's seer, saying, 12 Go and tell David, Thus says the Lord, I offer you 3 things, choose one of them for yourself, that I may do it to you. 13 So Gad came to David and told him, and he said to him, Shall 7 years of famine come to you in your land? Or shall you flee 3 months before your enemies, while they pursue you? Or shall there be 3 days plague in your land? Now consider and see what answer I should take back to him who sent me. 14 And David said to Gad, I am in great distress. Please let us fall into the hand of the Lord, for his mercies are great, but do not let me fall into the hand of man. 15 So the Lord sent a plague upon Israel from the morning till the appointed time. From Dan to Beersheba 70,000 men of the people died. 16 And when the angel stretched out his hand over Jerusalem to destroy it, the Lord relented from the destruction, and said to the angel who was destroying the people, It is enough, now restrain your hand. And the angel of the Lord was by the threshing floor of Araunah the Jebusite. 17 Then David spoke to the Lord when he saw the angel who was striking the people, and said, Surely I have sinned, and I have done wickedly, but these sheep, what have they done? Let your hand, I pray, be against me and against my father's house. The altar on the threshing floor. 18 And Gad came that day to David and said to him, Go up, erect an altar to the Lord on the threshing floor of Araunah the Jebusite. 19 So David, according to the word of Gad, went up as the Lord commanded. 20 Now Araunah looked, and saw the king and his servants coming toward him. So Araunah went out and bowed before the king with his face to the ground. 21 Then Araunah said, Why has my lord the king come to his servant? And David said, To buy the threshing floor from you, to build an altar to the Lord, that the plague may be withdrawn from the people. 22 Now Araunah said to David, Let my lord the king take and offer up whatever seems good to him. Look, here are oxen for burnt sacrifice, and threshing implements and the yokes of the oxen for wood. 23 All these, O king, Araunah has given to the king. And Araunah said to the king, May the Lord your God accept you. 24 Then the king said to Araunah, No, but I will surely buy it from you for a price, nor will I offer burnt offerings to the Lord my God with that which costs me nothing. So David bought the threshing floor and the oxen for 50 shekels of silver. 25 And David built there an altar to the Lord, and offered burnt offerings and peace offerings. So the Lord heeded the prayers for the land, and the plague was withdrawn from Israel. End of day 74 reading.